Hey, how's it going? I bet you didn't expect a PNG. Anyway. I probably labeled this video something like my worst day ever or something, or like the worst day I had as a teacher, but, really it's like two bad moments as a teacher on separate days. The reason I'm doing this is just for like a quick little fun video just to talk about it, and, you know, we're closing in on back to school. Almost. We're getting there. You know, it's creeping around the corner. But I figured this would be fun. One of them is like really early when I was teaching. Maybe like, I don't even know. It could have been like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, like within the first month. The other one was a little later, but probably worse. So I'm not going to tell anything crazy because of course, but I figured these would be fun little stories that are short, quick, sweet, right to the point. First one I have to talk about. Sorry, hold on 1 second. For those of you who are used to sitting in the back of the class, I'll just put a little phone game on here. 1 second, let me do this to watch a battle in the corner there. We good? I don't have Subway Surfers, sorry. We all know. All teachers know you're on your phones. It's just not worth the trouble. You don't want to derail the whole class. I'm not gonna get into teacher shop talk. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I don't even know what I was saying. Oh yeah, worst day. So the first one, which was early in my career, which was kind of like, I'm not saying early in my career, like it's been such a long career. Early in my first couple of days teaching, one of the kids, you know how kids are, especially younger kids. I think this was middle school. Oh boy, they love to make their teachers uncomfortable, right? Especially someone who's fresh. And of course, I mumbled my words or something because I was still like, you know, I'm getting used to it, right? Of course, I think I'm like an okay public speaker. I've had to speak in front of hundreds of people multiple times, and I'm fine with it at this point, but I would say, you know, when you're early on the job and you're kind of like nervous, everything kind of goes wrong. So I think I fumbled my words or something, right? And one of the kids is like, "Oh, you said the F word." For those of you who don't know the F word, you can skip ahead a couple of seconds if you don't want to hear it. It's fuck. Yeah, but but yeah, they thought I said that right in the middle of class, and I have to say, I didn't. I would not say that in my class, absolutely not. As a matter of fact, even though I just cursed, I really don't curse that often. You can look back at my other videos and you'll rarely hear it. But yeah, so they're all claiming that, and I was on edge, right? So they're thinking it's a joke, but in my head, I'm like, are they gonna tell, like, the principal that I just said the F word directly in the middle of the class to a whole bunch of 13-year-olds? I am like dying. I'm dying throughout the day. I'm trying to stone face and say like, no, I didn't. A whole day they'll come by and be like, oh, you said the F word, you said the F word. Walking by my room, you said the F word, you said the F word. Of course, like now looking back at it, yeah, my principal's not going to believe a whole bunch of 13-year-olds that, yeah, the new guy just said the F word in the middle of class. I think he knew better. I don't look like the type, I think. I'm just, you know, maybe I'm generalizing the people that look like me, but I feel like we're not much of a abrasive soul type, you know. But I am dying, and this is like this is genuinely for me, this is like a nightmare because I'm like, I just had this job, and first day or first week or whatever, second week, I don't know, early on, I'm gonna lose it. And I'm gonna get like marred in like the whole community of just schools around me, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, that guy, yeah, he said the F word in front of a whole bunch of like 13-year-old kids," and I'm like, I am dying. Cut to the chase. Nothing was that big. It wasn't that big of a deal. Like they knew I didn't do it. It wasn't a big deal. And I would say the next day, my vice principal, he literally called a kid a prick right outside of the office. And I'm like, oh, okay, it's not that serious. Of course they don't say that in front of kids, don't take that out of context and think that like, oh, all teachers are doing all this stuff behind their back, but it's just like normal shop talk, right? Your boss walks away and you're like, man, that guy's an asshole. It's the same idea. He was joking, and I think he knows, like, he knows when to believe the kids, when not to believe the kids, and of course, he's not going to assume that the new hire just said the F word in the middle of class. Anyway, that's my short story about how I basically had a heart attack from stress throughout the day, thinking that I was going to get fired for something I didn't even do. Second story is really short. I actually have a short on my YouTube channel with this in it, so you can see that if you'd like. It wasn't too long ago. Walking out of the school, I bring like a backpack so I can keep like my computer and my laptop, like my laptop, some of my books, anything that I printed out or whatever that I might want to bring home if I want to grade something, whatever. You get the idea. It's just easier to have a backpack. But I had loose water bottles in my backpack, and I'm going to tell you right now, you do not want loose water bottles in your backpack, because if you trip over something, they're all going to roll to the top of your backpack and push it over your head. And it just so happened, right outside of the school, tripped on some concrete, backpack goes over my head, I barely catch myself with my hands, but then my backpack pushes my face into the ground, just breaks my glasses. I didn't even know, right, that this until later, and you can see it in the video. I have a giant hole in my pants, like right where my knee is, and it's just bleeding profusely. Of course, this is the end of the day, but whatever. And at this point, I'm going for my master's degree, so I have college. I have college right after school. I'm going from my job to college, so it's like 3 o'clock. I'm going right to school. And but like, I didn't even know my leg was messed up. I had to go back into the place, into the school, to the nurse's office, right? Nurse isn't there, so I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Which now, I'll tell you this, I've started to try to look into some basic first aid and things like that, because I realize how important it is as a teacher, and they probably should be a little more attentive with that stuff and kind of give you lessons. Which, I mean, maybe they do if you're more seasoned or something, like maybe, you know, after maybe in your second year, maybe every 2 years they do like a lesson or something. I don't know. Whatever. But I'm all messed up. I go in, I'm like just hobbling around. There's like a big bruise on my face. Luckily, one of the nicest teachers out there comes over. He says, "Hey, I can do this." He helps me out, bandages me up, I'm fine. This day already sucks, right? I'm like in terrible shape. Like, I want to go home. I call my dad. He's like, go to college. I'm like, Dad, I'm like bleeding. My glasses broke. Go to college. And he, to be fair, he didn't realize how bad it was. I looked pretty bad. He thought it was just like some like scrapes or whatever. I showed him a picture later and he saw it and he was like, "Oh, yeah, maybe you shouldn't have gone." But yeah, so I went to the college. Now, I have to make this clear. If you're doing night classes because you have like a job, they end late. So I had a class ending, and especially a master's class, it ended at like 8 o'clock at night, I think, maybe, or 10, or maybe it's not, I don't remember. It was late. So I'm basically going from like 6 in the morning to 8 at night. So we're talking what, like 14 hours, basically, if we say 8. So we're talking about 14 hours. So I'm already like doing this every day. I'm tired. I hate my life. Yeah, like it's a terrible day, 14-hour day, and I'm bleeding. I'm still not like cleaned up, by the way. Like I'm bleeding because my class is like right after that. It's a long class. I go to the class after I have, first of all, I had a Zoom meeting. I had to go to a Zoom meeting, and I couldn't make it home because it was too far away. So I had to go find some place to sit, do a Zoom call, which lasted like an hour or two. I'm bleeding the whole time, barely paying attention because my glasses are taped together. And then I go to my college class, and she looks at me for 1 second and says, "You should go home." She's like, yeah, I'm not gonna, like, go home. Like, it wasn't even like a, "Oh, do you want to go home?" It was like, go home. And yeah, so I did. I showed my face, and I think that was good enough to show that I'm trying. All right. So those were just 2 crappy days. One day I had a heart attack from stress, and one day I felt physical pain and did not want to do anything. The next day wasn't great either. By the way, in case you're curious, if you ever see a person with a whole bunch of scratches on their glasses, they are the same ones, okay? They are the same ones. You might have seen me, okay? I did not get new glasses because I was able to fix the frames and everything, and they're all together. There's just a giant scratch on the lens. Luckily, it doesn't bother me. Anyway, still looking into getting a VTuber model and all that stuff. If you know somebody that will do it, hey, let me know. I'll pay for it. I don't care about that. I'm just concerned with having somebody that, you know, I trust. Or if you have any recommendations, hey, let me know about that. Other than that, I don't know, if you have, like, teacher stuff that you want to talk about, I kind of like doing that. It's fun over the summer to talk about, you know, hey, what's going on? You know, getting tenure and all that. Other than that, yeah, I think that's about it. I'd appreciate if you could like, comment, subscribe, you know, basic YouTube stuff, and yeah, I'll see ya.